Empaths. Relationships are a challenge for us. There's no two ways about it. And if you're a highly empathic person who's tended to go for people in lower statuses than yourself, where you've seen the potential in them and you constantly try to draw them up, to empower them, to get them to a certain level, and it's caused you a whole raft of problems, then I've got some uncomfortable tips for you to consider. When this power imbalance is constant in your life, if you constantly find people who are in a lower status than you and you're constantly trying to pull them up, it's highly likely that you may feel uncomfortable with someone in a higher status than you. So what happens is you consciously or unconsciously go for people in lower status positions. Now you have to be mindful of this. If you often find yourself in one-way relationships where you give your all and you get nothing back in return, or you end up being with men or women who you're constantly trying to drag up, you're constantly trying to make them better, it's not healthy for you. But one of the challenges for highly empathic people, especially if you get caught in this dynamic where you're constantly trying to pull somebody up, is actually it can be very uncomfortable for us to be in relationship with our equals. Actually, relationships where we are with someone that is our equal per se may be a threat to you because you're not constantly having to pull them up. Or maybe actually you might have someone who might be able to assist your needs. Now, if your history has been one where you're constantly trying to pull some up, you see their potential. If you're with someone on the same level who may see your need, then there's a potential, if you're not woke, if you're not conscious, that you may reject that person because it's not a familiar pattern to you. Therefore, empaths, be mindful if you continuously date disempowered people. Now, that might be disempowered financially, spiritually, career-wise. They may not be working or have like just a different grade from where you're at. This is something to really pay attention to because this is where a lot of our unconscious issues arise, and one of the many reasons why empathic people can get into relationships with someone who is often not on their level, but whose potential they see and want to bring to fruition. When we get into those relationships where we're constantly trying to bring out someone's potential, the question is, what happens to your own potential? What happens to your own growth? Is it a form of avoidance? We need to pay attention to this, especially if you're tired of going around in vicious cycles. If this video makes sense to you and you need more help, more assistance, inbox your girl Key. You are not alone. Take care of you.